Tower defense games are a dime a dozen these days. With that being the case, it's often hard to be excited about yet another addition to the genre. Tiny Heroes is not the first tower defense game to switch the dynamic around, putting you in the shoes of the villains and having you defeat incoming heroes. But it presents itself with enough solid gameplay and charm to have a fighting chance. Each level begins with a new dungeon, resting between the waves of heroes and your treasure room. Before the later stages, where you pick up which traps and defences you'd like to play with, you use your resources available to lay down crossbows, spike, pits, and even the dreaded Gork, part goblin, part orc. Mana is required to plant defences, and mana crystals can be placed to increase your mana pool. Each level introduces a new defence to play with, and there are more that are tied to certain achievements. What makes the experience fun is that, unlike a lot of tower defense games where you just plop down as many towers as there is room, Tiny Heroes has a small puzzle element to it. Different things work against different enemies in different situations, so you're often planting defences to take advantage of the dungeon's layout, and then changing your plans on the fly as different heroes rush your fortress. The game has a fun cartoon aesthetic and a nice little sense of humour hidden away in places like the Tinypedia. The music is solid, and there's more than enough levels and challenges to keep dedicated players glued to their iPhones for quite a while. Perhaps the favourable review of Tiny Heroes is due to it invoking memories of not only Plants vs Zombies, but also of the Dungeon Keeper games. Still, for those not sick to death of the tower defense genre, this one's definitely worth a look. This has been Andrew with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.